Welcome to our channel, folks. Today we're diving into the fascinating world of defense mechanisms. Think of them as your mind's personal bodyguards, swooping in to protect you from unpleasant thoughts and situations. We'll explore the top 10 defense mechanisms, understand how they work, and learn how they impact our lives. The more you understand your own mind, the better equipped you are to handle whatever life throws your way. First up, we've got repression. It's like burying a treasure chest in the deepest part of the ocean, out of sight, out of mind. Our mind deals with traumatic or overwhelmingly stressful events by simply forgetting them. We're talking about completely blocking out painful memories, feelings, or impulses that are just too much to bear. A person who experienced a horrific accident as a child might have zero recollection of the event as an adult. Let's talk about denial. This defense mechanism is like trying to convince yourself that the elephant in the room is just a figment of your imagination. Think of a smoker who refuses to believe that cigarettes are harmful. Despite overwhelming medical evidence, they're clinging to any shred of evidence that contradicts reality because accepting the truth is just too difficult. Projection. It's when you take your own uncomfortable feelings or thoughts and project them onto someone else. Let's say you're angry with your boss, but you can't express it directly for fear of losing your job. So you project that anger onto a coworker, accusing them of being hostile. You're attributing your own feelings to someone else because it feels safer than acknowledging them in yourself. Ever had a bad day at work and then come home and snapped at your loved ones? That, my friends, is displacement in action. Instead of confronting the source of your anger, you redirect it towards someone or something else entirely. It's like kicking the dog after a fight with your spouse. Completely irrational, but it happens. Regression is like hitting the rewind button on your emotional maturity. When faced with stress, some people revert to childlike behaviors as a way of coping. Picture this: a grown adult throwing a temper tantrum because their food is cold, or biting their nails uncontrollably during a stressful meeting. We all know someone who's a master at making excuses, right? That's rationalization in a nutshell. It's justifying our behaviors, thoughts, or feelings, even if they're not justifiable, by coming up with logical-sounding explanations. Rationalization is all about saving face and protecting our egos, even if it means twisting the truth. Reaction formation is like putting on a mask to hide your true feelings. It's acting in the opposite way to how you genuinely feel, because expressing those real feelings is just too uncomfortable. Imagine a person who secretly dislikes their neighbor but goes out of their way to be overly friendly and helpful. It's a way of overcompensating for their true feelings and keeping those unwanted emotions safely hidden. Now, let's talk about sublimation. This defense mechanism is like taking a big old bucket of negative emotions and channeling them into something positive and productive. Think of a person with a lot of pent-up aggression who becomes a professional boxer or a marathon runner. They're transforming their anger and frustration into something constructive and socially acceptable. Intellectualization is all about keeping your emotions at arm's length by focusing on logic, facts, and reasoning. Imagine a doctor who has to deliver bad news to a patient. Instead of addressing the emotional weight of the situation, they might launch into a detailed explanation of the medical jargon and statistics. They're using their intellect to create a safe distance from the emotional turmoil. Last but not least, we have compensation. This defense mechanism is all about overachieving in one area of life to make up for perceived shortcomings in another. Think of a person who feels insecure about their appearance, but excels in academics or their career. So, there you have it, folks, the top 10 defense mechanisms that shape our thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. Remember, these mechanisms are neither inherently good nor bad. They're simply tools that our minds use to navigate the complexities of life. The key is to be aware of these mechanisms and how they operate in our lives. When we understand our defense mechanisms, we can start to recognize when they're holding us back and when they're actually serving us well. Until next time, take care and keep those minds in check.